How are things over there?
Great. We are in India, in Bangalore, as we're talking, and we're on lockdown mode to some extent on Sundays, but everything is running around on the digital platform. So we're keeping ourselves really busy. The whole day is going to be active with speakers and parallel sessions. We're quite enjoying ourselves for the last 2 days.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, the whole Zoom thing is pretty fun, isn't it?
I mean, that's the best it's going to get. As long as we can't travel, we'll have to make the most of this. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Great. So it's 3 o'clock. I think you know how the format is. There are two speakers for the single topic
Yes.
on women empowerment through economic independence. So and each speaker gets 11 minutes. So I'd like you to have your full share of 11. So let me start with the introduction to you. So welcome, Janet, and of course the attendees to the Digital WEF 2020 Bangalore WEF. And I'm delighted to moderate Janet this afternoon as she talks to us on economic independence leading to women empowerment. Janet is the principal founder and principal founder of Building to Brilliance LLC, an online platform to help entrepreneurs discover, develop, and deliver their brilliance to the world. And Janet's other business, Hutchison's Media LLC, is a full spectrum marketing firm which specializes in branding. As Janet would say it, she has a mission to help 1 million entrepreneurs leap out of bed each morning, excited and charged up to share their passion, talents, and services to the world. Just hearing that line got me all charged up and excited, Janet. So, yes. So we're excited. Yes. Yeah. And we're excited to now hear from you more on the subject. So please, without more ado, please, let's start.
Oh, well, thank you so much. First off, I want you to know how grateful and thankful I am that I was invited to speak today. And I just think this is, the whole WEF forum is just so amazing and inspirational in itself. So
thank you. Janet, I'm just going to welcome Maria, but Maria, hi, we're going to have you on post Janet. I'll do a little introduction and reconnect with you. Thank you for joining us. It'll be lovely hearing both of you on the similar perspective. I mean, on a similar topic in different perspectives. Yeah.
Right. Okay, great. So excuse me in advance if I keep looking down because I have some notes, but anyway, today I am going to be talking about women, wealth, and most importantly, worth. So I'd like to start with a little mantra that I like people to begin with, and repeat after me if you would. I am worthy. And I am worthy of everything that I want in my life.
I am worthy of everything that I want in my life.
And I am ready to go to the next level of my wealth and worth.
I'm ready to go to the next level of my wealth and my work.
Worth. Excellent.
Oh, worth. Sorry.
That's great. So when I was beginning my business, my Hutchins Media Marketing business, my boyfriend at the time, who was a very successful businessman, he said to me, Jan, there's a lot of money sloshing around the world. Make sure that you grab the cookies when they're being passed. Right. And I thought to myself, wait, what? I'm a woman. I make the cookies, I bake the cookies, I pass them out to everybody else. I don't take them for myself, right? That would be selfish. I should be giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. Well, I grew my Hutchins Media business over a period of 6 years to be a mid-level, six-figure business. Very successful, right? And I had an awesome office, I had employees, I had more work than I knew what to do with. But guess what? I was broke. I was struggling to pay my bills. I couldn't put gas in my car. I put on 40 pounds, which I'm still trying to get rid of. But I was so stressed and I had no money to show for this successful business. And I really couldn't figure out why. It was really, really frustrating to me. So at that time, a friend of mine, at the urging of her, told me to speak to this psychic, this medium that she knew. And I had never done anything like that before. I really didn't believe in it. I really didn't think it was going to do anything. This woman, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. She was on the West Coast. We just did it by phone. Well, the first thing that she said to me, literally the first thing that came out of her mouth was, my guides are telling me, your guides are telling me that you have a big issue with money, that you don't feel worthy of money.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, how does she know me so well? I thought I was putting on this big facade and she didn't really, how could she know me that intimately and not know me, right?
Right.
So I thought to myself, could this be true? Could this not be true? Well, it was absolutely spot on. So that was when I decided to do a really big deep dive to understand where my money stories were coming from and what my money blocks were. Because clearly I was at a stopping point, not being able to move forward in my life, not just financially, but I couldn't move forward in my relationships. My health was being affected. Everything in my life was being affected, even my sense of spirituality and giving myself the time to do that, which I think we all know is so important in our daily lives. So I did lots of research, lots of reading, because I'm a bit of a learner. And so I decided to do a deep dive into really understanding what these money blocks were and what these money stories were. I ended up going back decade by decade throughout my whole life and looking at relationships, looking at what I was told, looking at how I dealt with money or didn't deal with money. Because honestly, as quickly as money came in, it went out even quicker. It was as if I couldn't even hold on to it. Like I didn't deserve it. I wasn't worthy of it. And it just flew out of me. Now, I came from actually a pretty affluent family. And so there was lots of money sloshing around in my world, but I couldn't hold on to it. It just kept going through. And I had created this successful business, but I had nothing financially to show for it. And I really wanted that sense of security. So in that deep dive and those money stories that came out of me and that I began to unearth, I saw just how intertwined money and self-worth were. Honestly, how we do money is how we do everything. And we can't become financially independent, but even more importantly, financially worthy and wealthy unless we deal with our money issues. Now, I've helped hundreds of businesses, hundreds of entrepreneurs in my Hutchins Media business. And, people say that, well, the businesses fail because of money. Well, they do fail because of money, but it's not because there isn't enough money. It's because people don't know how to do money. They are ostriches with their head in the sand. And I can tell you, in the first meeting with an entrepreneur, if they're not willing to really look at their money issues and money situations and understand their money, their business will probably fail like in the next 3 to 5 years. And it's very sad because it is the foundation of all of your business and your independence and your ability to empower other women. Right. And empower people around the world. So as I chose to level up my sense of worth, my wealth began to bloom as well. And I saw not just wealth financially and my literal bottom line and my checking account, but I also saw it in my relationships. I saw my health improving. I saw my ability to put myself at the top of my to-do list above feeding the dog.
Right.
And everybody else in the world. And I saw all of a sudden my money picture and my financial stability totally turned around within a period of 6 months. It was really phenomenal, really phenomenal. So let me say one more time, how you do money is how you do everything. And also to tell you about the 4 basic rules of money. Rule number 1 is spend less. But in order to spend less, you need to know where your money's going. So for me, I actually have a spreadsheet that I update daily. And I have 4 columns in it. Now you can put in whatever columns you want. And I go through my debit and my credit cards every day and I log in the money. So the first column is business and what I spend on my business. The second column is food. The third column is gas. And the fourth column is me. Well, interestingly enough, but probably not surprising, the business side doesn't change all that much every month to month. The food one doesn't change that much month to month. The gas one doesn't change month to month, but the me one definitely does. So that's where I choose to make adjustments and just be more mindful of all of that. Rule number 2, save more. You can't save more unless you spend less. And rule number 3, invest wisely. This can be a stumbling block for a lot of women, I think, because in many ways we've been told we're not good at math and we're not good at money. But let me tell you, ladies, you are brilliant and you do money every single day and you do math every single day. So you got this. And there's so many resources out there, even through the WEF. And then rule number 4 is to give generously. That has to be after spending less, after saving more, and after investing wisely. Then once you take care of yourself, put yourself at the top of the to-do list, then you can give generously. And rule number 5, which really isn't a rule, it's more of a reminder. Money and money management is not rocket science. Learn it, understand it, become more comfortable with it, and you will be much better off in your health, your wealth, your spirituality, and your ability to empower other people and to bring that out into the world. So one more time for our mantra. I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am worthy of everything I want in my life.
I'm worthy of everything that I want in my life.
And I am ready to take my wealth and my worth to the next level.
And I'm ready to take my wealth and my worth to the next level.
Awesome. So thank you very much. This was really wonderful.
Yes, thank you, Janet. Short and sweet, but I thought very powerful that you shared your personal experience. And obviously that means it gives us more confidence that there is a lot of, there is going to be a lot behind this mantra if we put it in place. Seeing you do well. I love your house. The leaves, the trees are so beautiful. The plant behind. Yes. So great. Lovely to have you with us. You'd like to stay on? Please stay on while I then have Maria talk to us on this.
Just have one more thing to mention.
Yes.
I do on my website, I have a free money personality quiz.
Okay.
It's a very quick, simple quiz. It takes 8 to 10 minutes.
Right.
And it will help to identify you, rate you in 8 different money archetypes.
Okay.
Which will show you what your money strengths are and what your money weaknesses are.
Okay.
So then you can start to make some adjustments and have a greater understanding of where you want to go. And then beyond that, I actually do have some online courses. So this is all on the buildingtobrilliance.com website.
Okay.
And you can also find the information on the Building to Brilliance Facebook page.
You could also leave the website details on the chat. You're able to access a chat here. If you like, you could drop it. Our attendees could notice that. We'll notice that. And before we sign off with you, I'd also like to confer on you from the WEF 2020, the iconic women leader creating a better world for all award. So thank you so much for making a difference and reaching out to each one of us here.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel very honored. Thank you.
Pleasure. Maria, we welcome you. You could, yes, you're mute. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon again. We're talking about economic independence leading to women empowerment from your perspective. I hope I get the name right. It's Maria Marcheshan.
Marcheshan, yes.
Marcheshan. Okay. So just a little about you to the audience watching us. Maria was the Vice President of Finance at the Organization of Women in International Trade, OBIT Toronto, for 6 years and is currently an advisor to the board of directors. OBIT is a non-profit professional organization that supports the advancement of women in international trade and business by providing networking and educational opportunities. So we're excited to hear from you on this topic, Maria. And we have exactly 13 minutes that I can offer you to have this chat with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to you and to Janet. That was a wonderful introduction to our topic. I would like to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone, depending on where you are. I'm joining you from Toronto, Canada. It's actually 5:45 in the morning here, which is pretty early. But I have to say that I am very fortunate and I feel very honored to be speaking at this year's Women Economic Forum. So just to give you, I actually wore my Indian Bengal today, just to make me feel a little bit like I'm in India. So just to give you a little introduction about myself. As you mentioned, I have served on the board of directors of the Organization of Women in International Trade in the Toronto chapter as Vice President of Finance for 6 years. And currently I am an advisor to the board. As my day job, I work as an analyst for the G7 and G20 research groups at the University of Toronto. So I analyze basically what the leaders discuss at the summits and whether they comply with what they promised. My area of specialization is trade policy. I am also involved with the UN Association of Canada, as well as young professionals in foreign policy. So I am very honored to also be part of those organizations. But I would like to tell you a little bit more about OWIT, as I think it will be most interesting to your viewers. So OWIT, or Organization of Women in International Trade, is a global nonprofit professional organization that supports the advancement of women in international trade and business. So it was founded 30 years ago and is now present in more than 20 countries around the world with over 2,000 members. So we have chapters in North and South America. We have chapters in Europe. We have 3 very active chapters in Africa. And sadly, we do not have a chapter in India yet. But if there is anybody who would like to organize it, I know that Indian women are very entrepreneurial and they start a lot of businesses. So we are always welcome. We're always looking forward to working with you if anyone was interested. But for those places where there is no virtual chapter, there is no physical chapter, we actually have a virtual chapter online that you can join as a member and also have network access to all of the resources and the global network of all of these women who work in international trade. So our main mission is to support and promote women doing business internationally by providing them with networking opportunities, export education, and global business contacts. So our members range from women entrepreneurs to trade lawyers to women in trade finance to women working in companies who are exporting or importing, as well as those who work in trade policy with the government or international organizations. So what we also do is we organize trade missions. We just had a very successful trade mission to Mexico from our Toronto chapter. And we also do advocacy and as well as consultations with the government. Now that the gender lens is becoming much more important when they're negotiating free trade agreements. So we also educate women on these free trade agreements so that they are better positioned to take advantage of them. So just to sum up on OWIT, if you needed more information, you're welcome to go to our website, www.owit.org. So owit.org. So that's an OWIT International website where you will see all the chapters, you will see profiles of our members, how to join, and just to get a better idea of what we do. So to continue on the topic today, which is very exciting, the topic of women empowerment through economic and financial independence. So there are different ways to ensure gender equality and to help women feel empowered. And there are very wonderful and incredible organizations and women that are working and are doing incredible work in the areas of fighting violence and discrimination against women. They are promoting education and better health systems, and they're ensuring political representation of women. Now, Janet and I are focusing in particular on the importance of economic and financial independence, otherwise money. So we have all heard the saying that money is power, right? So it's true. It's true. It's definitely true. So women who actually work or start their own businesses, they understand having economic and financial independence is very important in feeling empowered. They have more freedom to make decisions. They can walk away from toxic relationships, and they contribute to their communities. And they can provide better opportunities for their children. We know that women entrepreneurs in general face many, many challenges, especially if they're looking to export and they're looking to expand in other markets. And that is why we have organizations like OWIT, which helps them. Now, economic empowerment is not just about women's access to a job. It's also access to economic resources and opportunities, such as to financial services, to owning property and assets, skills development, in particular financial skills, and access to market information. Now, just to conclude, this is just a practical suggestions from me. However, I have read a bit on this topic, and it is consistent with the other sources. But there are three ways that I would suggest, three quick ways that I would suggest to actually begin this process of women empowerment. So the first one is women need to get themselves educated on money, and business.
Sure.
I personally have a degree in business, and I have found that it has helped me a lot, not just in my personal life, but also in my professional life. And I know a lot about mortgages. I know about interest rates. I know about financial markets, budgets, personal financing. So women need to know that, and a lot of them don't. Second, I would strongly encourage women to try to get a job, whether it's part-time, whether it's full-time. I know it is very difficult because the majority of family obligations fall on women. But there has to be a whole society shift around that as well, where men as well as the government provides programs to help women with that more. So it's not just on women. But if you can't find a job, start your own business. And I can tell you that if you have a job, you will not only have more money, but you will have a sense of confidence, you will have knowledge, you have skills, and obviously a higher purpose. And just to wrap up, the third, women need to help each other. So I would strongly encourage you to build a network, personal or professional. Look for partners, look for other organizations. This will allow you to learn, to expand your horizons. This will encourage you and support you during difficult times like the ones we're facing right now with COVID. And that is why OVID is there. That is why OVID is there for its members, and that's why OVID is there for me. And that is why a lot of these organizations that are speaking, the people that are speaking from these organizations are here. So please do take advantage of this wonderful forum to make contacts and to see opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you so much for keeping to time, but of course, sharing the fundamentals behind women empowerment. I couldn't agree more. Some of those, the last 3 points that you really summed up, and maybe also what the Women Economic Forum is trying to achieve, you know, the whole sisterhood and the networking and the bonding. So I'm also going to make an appeal here that I've shared your the www.ovid.org website details on the chat with our attendees, and I'm hoping they reach out to you. And I'm going to reiterate, if I heard this right, you said at the the OVID chapter for India is still open, and you'd be happy if someone would like to, network with you on that. I mean, was I right in understanding that, Maria?
Now, just to clarify, we do not yet have a chapter in India.
Correct.
So anyone who is interested is able to join through the virtual chapter, which you will find on our website.
And
there you will have resources. But like I said, if anybody got organized or interested, we're more than welcome to work with you to establish a chapter there. I think it will be a fantastic resource for women in India.
Sure. So I'm hoping that the women reach out to you on your chats while you're on this website as well. You know, they can network with you and they'll reach out to you directly. And before I end, I'd like to confer on behalf of WEF 2020 the award for the iconic women creating a better world for all to you, Maria. So thank you so much for working towards the cause of women and otherwise empowering them through this economic independence and the great work you do on trade policies. So thank you, Janet. Thank you, Maria, for being with us at this unearthly hour at your parts of the world. But we really appreciate the time. It was well spent. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.